A very good morning to all of you. I, Dr. Himavashni, Assistant Professor, Department of English, SR University. Today, I would like to discuss about the topic, the basic English topic, that is tenses. So, if you come across or if you want to know about the definition of a tense is a form of the verb that allows you to express time. So, basically, we would like to express ourselves in different time zones like past, present, and future. So let us see where we use and what are the structures of these past, present, and future in the upcoming slides. So if we can see, as we have mentioned earlier, we have three different types of tenses like present tense, past tense, and future tense. So if you see the definition or the usage of present tense represents the actions which we do regularly or which we want to mention for the actions which are universal truths or day-to-day habits or habitual actions. So if you can see these examples represent the present tense. If you see them, Chaitra wants to sing, Ratan loves to read books, and the singer is singing nicely, and Dia has been living in this area for 20 years. These are the sentences which are formed or which we would like to express in different forms of present tense. So, if you see the different forms of present tense, we have four different forms of present tense like present indefinite tense, present progressive. This is also called as present continuous tense and present perfect and present perfect progressive, or this is also called as present perfect continuous tense. Let us see what are the different usages of these four forms of present tense. So coming to the present indefinite tense, this present indefinite tense is also known as simple present tense, and this simple present tense denotes the stative actions or habitual actions or universal truths. As we mentioned earlier, simple present tense is used to express the actions which we do regularly, like every day, normally, and day to day. If you would like to express those, we can take the help of this particular tense form, that is present indefinite tense, or we can call this as simple present tense. So if you can see the structure of sentence of simple present tense, you can, as we mentioned, as we all know, that there should be the subject, and we always use verb in V form, or you can call verb in simple present form, and then continuous. Like if you would like to, if there is a need of object, you can keep the object, or else you can stop with verb itself. And coming to the third person singular, for example, as we all know, there are three persons: first, second, and third persons. So if at all, if you want to mention about third person, that too in singular form, then you can take the help of yes or es to the verb form. Like for example, I go to school. This is a regular simple present tense form, and if you would like to mention about third person, you can add she or he goes to school, because we add yes or es to the third person singular in the simple present tense. And if at all, if you are using be verbs as a main verb in the sentence, again the sentence structure will change. For example, honey is sweet and she is beautiful. So these are the static verbs, and where we are using the be forms in the sentences as the main verbs. So this is the structure of simple present tense. And if you can see the examples, these are the examples of simple present tense. Like, I know Chaitra, he understands me. They love singing in the park. Some people do not believe in God. So these are the examples of simple present tense. And coming to the next form of simple present tense is present continuous tense. So present continuous tense, or else we can call this as present progressive, is used to express the actions which are going on at the time of speaking. And like the actions which are going on in the background, also we can express in present continuous tense. So if you can see the structure of this present continuous tense, so we take subject plus we will take the help of helping verbs or auxiliary verbs like am, is, are plus verb form plus ing form, and we just would like to express the actions in this particular structure whenever we are speaking about the actions which are going on at the time of speaking. So if you can see the examples, these are the examples. Like I am going to the college, he is coming to the movie, and they are playing basketball in the ground. And in the question forms like why are you working in the horrible place. So here for he or she or it, we take the help of is, and for we, you and they, we take the help of are, and for I we take the help of am. And this structure, this present continuous tense structure, can also be used to express or demonstrate the actions in the future time. For example, if you can see these examples, Raunak is leaving for Hyderabad tomorrow, and we are going to complete the project tomorrow. So, if you would like to express the actions which will complete in the future, also you can take the help of this present continuous tense. And another one is present perfect tense. So the present perfect tense is used when one intends to indicate the action that was completed just now. That means the action which has done before the other action has started. So to express these kind of situations or scenarios, we can take the help of present perfect tense. So if you can see the structure of this present perfect tense, you can see subject plus have or has plus verb in the past participle form. That means here we take V3 form of the verb to express the sentences in present perfect tense. So if you can see the examples, Raunak has read the book through, and here we did not mention about the time. And another one is we have read this theorem many times. Here also it is not habitual action, but this action was done so many times in the past. So to express these kind of scenarios also we can take the help of present perfect tense. And another usage of this present perfect tense is to express the actions which are completed just now, like they have entered into the class. That means the action was done just before. To express this we take the help of present perfect tense. And the last form of simple present tense is present perfect progressive tense, or you can call this as present perfect continuous tense. So here present perfect progressive is used to indicate the actions which began in the past and they are still going on. So to represent these kind of scenarios we can take the help of present perfect progressive tense, or we call this as present perfect continuous tense. For example, if you can take if you would like to ask, ma'am, when you have started your career, I may say that I have been working as a teacher since 2009. That means the action has started in the past, somewhere in the 2009, and the action is still going on, and I don't know when the action will end. So, to express these kind of sentences or time periods, we can take the help of present perfect continuous tense. So the structure of present perfect continuous tense is subject plus have or has plus been plus v1 plus ing form plus object. So if you can take the examples over here, Raunak has been working for 3 years, and I have been reading since 10 a.m. and Chaitra has been shopping for 6 hours. So if you can take all these sentences, we can observe one thing, that we are mentioning about either the point of time or period of time. So if at all, if you want to mention about the point of time, you can take the help of the preposition since, and if you want to express about the period of time, you can take the help of preposition for. So these two will come in present perfect continuous tense. So this is all about simple present tense, and let's see about what is past tense. So past tense represents actions happened in the past. So if you can see the examples over here, so you can see Sampath watched the program. That means the action was completely completed without any traces, and that was already done. And we are only saying about the action which was done previously. And if you can see other examples like Ratan performed in the show, and Chaitra was practicing mathematics. Raunak had been there a long time ago. She was waiting for my friends, and Roman had been cooking the meal before we reached there. So these are the examples of different forms which we come across in simple past tense. And let us see what are the four forms of past tense. So if you can see the four forms of past tense, here are the four forms like past indefinite tense, this is also called as simple past tense, and past progressive tense, or else we can call this as past continuous tense, and past perfect tense, as well as past perfect progressive or continuous tense. So these are the four forms which we come across in simple past, and let us see what are the roles or usages of these four forms in our expressing our day-to-day actions. So if you can see the definition or the usage of past indefinite tense, like this is also called as simple past. So this is used to indicate an action which is finished or completed at a specific point of time in the past. So to express those kind of scenarios or situations, we can take the help of simple past tense. And if you can see the structure of simple past tense, subject plus verb form in the past form. That means V2 form of the verb, and plus you can mention adverb of time. So with this help, we can form the sentences in the simple past tense, or you can also call that as simple indefinite form. So here are a few examples to understand where we use this simple past tense. Like Raunak went to Bangalore last year. So this is the sentence which is saying or showing about the action which was done a year ago. So here is one more example, like I ate a mango and he wrote an exam yesterday. I used to travel around the world when I was fit. So these are the things, these are the sentences which we use to express the actions which were done in the past, as well as we can say that a few habits which we used to do in the past and not doing in the present. So to express these also, we can take the help of this past indefinite tense. And another one is past progressive or past continuous tense. And if you can see the usage of past progressive tense, this is used to demonstrate an action that was happening in the past for a period of time in a particular context, or you can also say that at a particular point of time. If the action was continuous or if the action was going on, then you can also take the help of this past progressive or continuous tense. And if you can see the structure of this past progressive tense, the structure is like subject plus was or were plus verb plus ing form at a specific time. Like if you can see the examples, Raunak was playing yesterday at 6:30 a.m. So this was the action which was going on at a particular point of time in the past. So to express these kind of actions, we can take the help of this past progressive tense, or we can also call this as past continuous tense. So if you can see the structure 2, here we took the help of when or while we can use, because if at all if you want to express about two actions in the past which were happening, then you can express them, one in past progressive tense as well as one in the simple past tense. So if you can see the examples, when I went out you were shouting from behind. So you were shouting from behind is expressed in the past progressive tense, and this particular thing happened when I went out. So there are two actions happened, and we would like to express those two actions. We can take the help of this when, or also we can take the help of while. So if you can see the structure 3, you were shouting from behind when I went outside. So in the earlier structure we used as when as the starting part of the sentence, and in this second structure we used when or while in the middle, so that we can take the help of both kinds of sentences to express the actions which were happening at a particular point of time in the past. And if you can see the structure 4, here instead of when we have used while. So while I was sleeping you were making noise. So while Alex was playing I was sleeping. Here also two actions were going on, and we used while instead of when in between the two clauses. And if you can see these examples, like I was writing articles on different topics, and he was reading various kinds of books, and they were playing football in that field. She was drinking coffee in the coffee shop. He was studying in the library. We were shopping in this market last week. So if you can see all these sentences, we can understand that we did the actions. So if you can see all these sentences, we can understand that these particular things happened at a particular point of time in the past, and we express those in this past progressive tense. And another one, and the next form of past tense is past perfect tense, and this past perfect tense is used to demonstrate an action that occurred before another action in the past. So to express this past perfect tense, there are usually two completed actions in the sentences, and one happens before the other. So to express these kind of scenarios, we take the help of past perfect tense. So if you can see the structure of past perfect tense, subject plus had plus past participle form of the main verb, and you can take the help of before in this, because we want to mention about two actions which were done in the past to represent this particular tense form. So you can take the help of before. For example, if you can see the example, Raunak had completed the task before the teacher asked. So here we came across two actions. One action happened before the start of another action. So to express this kind of scenario, we take the help of past perfect tense. So here the Raunak completed his task. When he has completed his task, he completed his task before the teacher asked. So these are two scenarios over here, and we would like to mention these two scenarios. And if you can see another example, I had brought a phone before you came here. So here before you came, the action had happened. What happened? I had bought a phone, and when I had bought a phone before your arrival. So to express these kind of things, we take the help of past perfect. And if you can see the structure 2, so in the earlier sentence we used the sentence, and in the middle we use before, and here in the structure 2 you can take the help of before earlier in the sentence, like before I went to the office. What happened before I went to the office? I finished some business with her. And here you can also see before she went home she had taken rest. So here we used before in the starting part of the sentence. So if you can see the structure 3, so we use subject plus simple past tense plus after. So in the earlier sentence we took the help of before, and in the later sentences we are taking the help of after. So we can take the help of either before or we take the help of after whenever we are trying to convey two actions which were done in the past. So if you can see the examples, Rowan ate after I had bought him a bat. So here two actions happened. One is Rowan ate, that is a simple past tense, and this action happened after I had bought him a bat. And those are the two actions done in this particular context, and with the help of after we are trying to mention those two actions. And another one is like I went to the office after I had finished some business with her. So here also we are taking the help of after to express those two actions which were done in the past. And if we can see, this is the structure 4 of our past perfect tense. So if you can see there, after I had bought a phone, she came to the shop, and after she had gone, I came in. So when can be used in place of before or after in any of the above structures. So we can take the help of either before or after or when. And if you can see these examples, I had written articles on various topics before he came, and he had read different kinds of books before you came, and they had played football in that field before it started to rain. So if you can see all these examples, we can clearly see that there were two actions those happened in the past, and we are expressing one of the action in the simple past tense and another action in the past perfect tense. So I came here after you had left. We had stopped in that shop before we came home. We had watched a movie in that cineplex before he came. You had stopped in that market before you came. So if you observe all these sentences, you can understand how to use these sentence structures whenever you are trying to express those two actions which were done in the past. The two one action happened after the other action. If you want to express this, you can take the help of past perfect tense along with a simple past. And the last form of past tense, simple past tense, is past perfect progressive, or else you can also call this as past perfect continuous tense. And this past perfect progressive or continuous tense is an extension to the past perfect tense and its structures. And this past perfect progressive is used to demonstrate an action which continued for a specific period of time in the past. That means it has started in the past, continued for a period of time in the past, and also ended in the past. So to express these sort of scenarios, we can take the help of past perfect progressive tense, or else you can call this as past perfect continuous tense. So if you can see the structure of this, as usual, we start the sentence with subject, and here we take the help of been along with the helping verb had. So the sentence structure is like subject plus had plus been plus verb plus ing form. As usual, we can take since, either since or for, to express this. Like since for the period of point of time, and for the period of time. So if you can see the examples, like Sachin had been playing cricket for 18 years before he retired. Praveen had been living in Hyderabad since 2010 before he moved to Melbourne. So here, if you can see, so if you can see the examples over here, Sachin had been playing cricket for 18 years before he retired, and Praveen had been living in Hyderabad since 2010 before he moved to Melbourne. So in this way, here we can take the help of. So if you can see the examples over here, I had been writing articles on various topics for 3 hours. So here we have taken had plus been in this particular sentence, because this sentence is representing that uh, myself, I had been writing articles on various topics for 3 hours, and the action started in the past and it continued for 3 hours in the past as well, it ended in the past. So to express about these kind of scenarios, we can take the help of this past perfect continuous tense. And if you can see another example, he had been reading different kinds of books since morning. So they had been playing football in that field before it started to rain. So Jane had been gossiping in the coffee shop for 2 hours. Jeff had been studying in the library before he came to the class. So if we can observe all these examples, we can understand that the action started in the past, continued for a period of time in the past, as well as they ended in the past. And here also we can take the help of the two prepositions. The two prepositions are since and for, and since represents the point of time, whereas for represents the period of time. And coming to the last, or else we can say that the future time, and to represent our future time, our future actions, we can take the help of future tense. And future tense represents actions which will happen in the future. So if you can see the examples of different forms of sentences of future tense, you can see over here. I'll give a speech in the program. Raunak will be going to the varsity. Rowan will have reached the place by now, and I will be singing modern songs in the program, and I will help you to do the project. And if you can see all these sentences are representing different forms of sentences which we use generally in the future tense. And future tense also have four forms, and if we can see the four forms, those are a simple future tense and future continuous tense, future perfect tense, as well as future perfect continuous tense. So these four forms are the we'll see the usage of these four forms in upcoming slides. So if you can see the simple future, you can call as future indefinite tense. So the simple future tense is used when an action is promised or thought to occur in the future. So if you can, or if you want to do a particular thing in the future, you can take the help of simple future tense. And if you can see the structure of this simple future, subject plus shall or will plus verb. And if you can see the examples over here, we shall move to another city. So this is an expectation that we are planning to move another city, and this will be going to happen in the future. And another sentence is he will come to New York tomorrow, and they will make a phone which has artificial intelligence. And if you can see all these sentences, we are using the promises or expectations that will be fulfilled in the future. So to represent these kind of situations, we can take the help of simple future. And here, most promisingly or most importantly, we use shall or will, and we take the help of shall while representing the pronouns I and we, because whenever we are representing for I or we take the help of shall because it is more formal than will, and rest of the pronouns we can take the help of will. And you can see the further examples, like we are moving to Hyderabad next week and the bus is leaving at 6 p.m. So we can also mention the future tense in this way. And if you can see future continuous tense, the future continuous tense is used to express the actions which will be continuing or which will be going on at a specific point of time or context in the future. To represent to those kind of actions, or to represent those kind of scenarios, we can take the help of future continuous tense. So if you can see the structure of future continuous tense, it is subject plus shall or will plus be form plus verb plus ing. So if you see the examples, I shall be sleeping at around 6 a.m. tomorrow. So if someone asks you like how to use this future continuous tense, or else if someone asks you for example what you will be doing at this time tomorrow, you can take the help of this particular tense form to represent that what will be your action at that particular point of time in the future. For example, you can say that your exam is at 10 a.m. tomorrow, and now you are today you are at 10:30 a.m. and if someone asks you what you will be doing in the future, or what you will be doing at this time tomorrow, you can say that I shall be writing my exam at this time tomorrow. So to represent this kind of actions, we take the help of future continuous tense. And if you can see more examples, they will be playing at this time tomorrow, and she will be watching TV when I come home. So these are the sentences which are going to happen at a particular point of time in the future. And another form of future, simple future tense, is future perfect tense. And this future perfect tense is used to demonstrate an action which is promised to be done by a certain time in the future. For example, as we have discussed earlier, in the continuous future continuous tense, if someone asks you that what you will be doing tomorrow at this time, you will say that I will be writing my exam at this time tomorrow. And you just think that your examination time is from 10 to 1, and someone, if they ask you what you will be doing at 1:10 tomorrow, then you can say that I will have done my exam by this time tomorrow. That means, if at all, if an action will be done at a particular point of time in the future, then you can take the help of future perfect tense. So the sentence structure of this tense form is subject plus shall or will plus have plus verb in the past participle. So if you see the examples, I shall have completed the assignment by Monday. That means in the future, at a particular point of time, the action will be done. So if you are so sure about that, you can take the help of this particular tense form to express that particular context. So Raunak will have submitted the tender by tomorrow. Before I go to see her, she will have left the place. They will have finished making the bridge by January. So these are the structures of the sentences which will be used in the future perfect tense. And the last form of the tense, simple future tense, is future perfect continuous tense. And this future perfect continuous tense represents a continuous action which will be done at a certain time in the future. So if two actions takes place in the future, the first one which will be continued is future perfect continuous tense, and the second one is simple present tense. We'll see the examples over here. I will have been written articles on different topics before you come. Sampath will have been reading various kinds of books on this topic. They will have been playing football in the field before you reach. So these are the sentence structures or sentence forms which are used to express about future perfect continuous tense. And this, there is no practical usage of this particular tense in our day-to-day conversations. But if you are definitely want to know about the grammatical structure or grammatical pattern of this sentence structure, you can take the help of these structures, but there is no practical use of this tense. Thank you.